Hello, friends, and welcome to a dose of Dave's Dialogue for April 23rd, 2023. Here we are, the 23rd day of April. A little chilly today, but it is spring, and I don't know, I think it's an exciting time of year. You know, we're going to have good spring weather, and then, of course, we have summer, so a lot to look forward to. Hopefully, you can enjoy your outdoor activities. But anyhow, by popular demand, we did a sports nutrition presentation about a week ago, and there was replays available, and it stays at my website for a while, but some people asked they weren't able to stay on the whole time. So we're going to jump right into it. But by way of introduction, just real quickly, I am David Pyro. I am an online entrepreneur. I help people live a lifestyle of personal freedom, and you can discover how I do it by clicking right here. Discover how I do it, that button. But we are in the health and nutrition, wellness, and prevention arena. And in line with nutrition, I've used sports nutrition products for quite a while with great benefit. It has allowed my career to be pretty long, and we're not done yet either. So anyhow, without further ado, I am going to let my colleague, Mara McCabe, introduce Olympic athlete Eli Bremer. So Eli has walked the walk, talked the talk, has participated in numerous Olympics, was as high as number 2 in his classification. So we have it all queued up and ready to go. I'm going to let Mara introduce Eli Bremer. So sports nutrition, and it has to do with supplements, and there always seems to be a little bit of a scandal when it comes to sports nutrition, and I'll let Eli handle that. Okay, so here we go. Enjoy.
Calling it sports supplements and scandal, what the sports supplement industry doesn't want you to know. And of course, as always, it's brought to you by your Wellness Project, which was created to educate people on topics from nutrition and supplementation to going green, because the better educated you are, the better decisions you can make for your health. We have newsletters and weekly updates, our Wellness Resource Center, and live events just like this one. So, in sports, the tiniest bit of physical advantage can spell the difference between success and failure. And athletes all have their own natural ability, their discipline, and their desire to win. But some may seek to gain a competitive edge and improve their chances of winning through supplementation, legally or otherwise. And this is one of the biggest problems that hounds sports. So in this webinar, Olympian Eli Bremer talks about the scandal involving sports supplements and how Shaklee's performance product line differs from other brands based on science and his own firsthand experience. So what you'll learn tonight in this free webinar is what the most persistent scandal in sports is, how supplementation can affect your health and performance, tips on how to choose a good supplement brand, and what makes Shaklee's performance line very special, plus much more. And again, as I mentioned, it's going to be presented by Eli Bremer. Eli is a modern pentathlete who competed for the U.S. at the 2008 Summer Olympics in Beijing, China, and he finished 22nd overall in the modern pentathlon event, which is a pretty impressive feat. He's a graduate of the Air Force Academy, the United States Air Force Academy, and he's currently a major in the Air Force Reserves. And he was a regional finalist in the 2008 White House Fellows Program and worked as an NBC Olympic color commentator, and apparently many more years than we have listed here. And he's also slated to be the color commentator in 2021, which is really exciting. And at the Olympics, he wrote a popular blog, a feature blog for USA Today. And there are a couple other things he mentioned to me. He was a former #2 ranked pentathlete in the world, okay? The entire world. And he was also featured on National Geographic's The Incredible Human Machine, which I really, I know I'm going to want to hear more about that. I think everyone's going to want to hear about that. So welcome, Eli. Thanks again for being our guest and our presenter, our expert presenter tonight.
Well, thanks for having me, Maura. I appreciate it. Appreciate the opportunity, and happy to share with some people about supplementation and some of the good parts and the bad parts and the ugly parts.
That's right. And I know you know the situation from every angle. So let's just get going. I can't wait to hear what you have to say.
Well, great. I'm going to wait for the slides to come up here again. So, this is, there's been a lot of scandal in sports surrounding supplementation. This goes back a number of years, and I'll briefly go into the history of it. For those of you who remember the 2000 Olympics in Sydney, Australia, those were an amazing Olympics. And afterwards, very quickly, there was a huge scandal that broke out of the Bay Area Lab Company. And very quickly, we realized in the Olympics, we had a massive problem with doping. And so ever since then, doping's been a major focus in the Olympics. I think it's starting to get more widely recognized in other sports too. And the use of drugs in sports has gone back years, but it definitely with the professionalization in the Olympics as well as other sports, athletes have looked at everything they can, from fad diets and other treatments, to try to find a way to enhance their abilities. And so as sports have advanced, so has doping. And as said, the slide shows in ancient times, people were also looking to get an edge. So let's go to the next slide. It's a great quote. Scandinavian mythology talks about this. And what, this has been pervasive in cultures all over the world. That people have been trying, like I said, to get these advantages. So I think it's kind of baked into human nature. Like, everyone's looking for that secret edge. When people find out I'm an Olympian, they're like, oh my gosh, like, what's that little secret thing you can do? And again, most people are doing it in an ethical principle way. But people have always looked for that edge, whether it be legal or illegal. And we're going to talk a little bit about the difference between the healthy ways and the unhealthy ways. All right, next slide. All right, so this is a list of some of the banned substances that are in sports. I believe the current list is 273 on the World Anti-Doping List. Now, a lot of these drugs are positive drugs that can be used in the right situation, from anabolic steroids to peptides and hormones, beta-2 antagonists. I'm going to have trouble pronouncing this, glucocorticoids. I think I got that. Maura's giving me the thumbs up there. Things like diuretics, which can be used very productively. And then there's a whole slew of illicit other drugs, stimulants. You don't see them as much in sports, but things like cocaine. You've seen marijuana in sports more. Just out of recreational. But these are all banned in most of the sports league. The Olympics really have taken the lead. MMA is actually using the U.S. Anti-Doping Agency now to do their testing as well. So a lot of the sports leagues are realizing the importance of keeping sports clean. And there are good reasons for that. People look up to athletes. They look at athletes as the pinnacle of human performance. And, for a lot of people, things like testosterone, if you have low testosterone, taking that is a good thing. But if you have enough testosterone, taking it causes a problem. So let's go to the next slide, and we can talk about some of the effects of supplementation on your health and performance. Go ahead. The use of nutritional supplements among athletes is also widespread, and those are healthy supplements and unhealthy supplements. I mean, I don't know the numbers of how much money people are spending today, but I'll tell you, ever since COVID started, supplementation has gone through the roof, and that can be good or it can be bad. It's a double-edged sword. Not all supplements are created equal, and it's extremely important to know how they're going to affect your health and performance. All right, so what are the positive effects that supplementation can help you with? You can train longer and harder. You can build muscles faster. You can recover more from your training more efficiently. And a lot of people are going to ask, like, can't I get this from just eating a healthy diet? I've been spending the last probably 2 years working on a research project on genetics and its impact on human performance. I've been studying that actually along with Ismael Hernandez, who a number of you know, he's an Olympic bronze medalist, pentathlete. And one of the things that I'm convinced is going to go away in the next probably 10 years is the RDA for various different, for your vitamins and minerals and stuff like that. And the reason is that each of us has genetic predispositions for how our bodies work. And so if one person takes the RDA for vitamin B, their next door neighbor might take the RDA and actually be deficient in it. So we've known for a long time that supplements, that proper supplementation can help. We're now starting to learn more of the science behind that. And it is really true that proper supplementation can help you do all these things: train longer, build muscles faster, and recover more from your training, which is really what you want to do. Training is about stressing your body, and then you rebuild and recover. So that's good things the supplements can do. All right, okay, but here's some of the harmful things that can happen if you're using supplements with the harmful ingredients. And this comes both in terms of ingredients that are known, that may be legally sold but aren't good for you. You can also be buying supplements with bad ingredients. There's a lot of companies that put things in their products that are not on the label. I will tell you, if you are ordering your products off of major bundled suppliers on the internet, you are probably getting all sorts of stuff in your supplements that you do not want to be getting. Okay, it's like the Wild West out there. There's a lot of companies, Shackley included, that don't sell on these major websites, and yet you see products out there. And so it's obviously there's got to be a lot of counterfeits and stuff like that in the market. So let's talk about what can happen with harmful ingredients. You can have things like liver and heart problems. Again, if you're a lot of bad supplements are contaminated with pharmaceuticals. And again, those can be good if you need them, but they can be bad if you don't. Prostate problems and impotence, blood problems, including blood cancer. In fact, there's actually been many supplements have been found to have carcinogens in the binding agent. So you're taking something to get healthy, you get carcinogens. Carcinogens are connected to cancer. Things like loss of vision, crippling arthritis, increased levels of aggression. If you're taking a product with testosterone that's doing that and you don't need it medically, it can cause all that kind of things. Things like stunted growth in kids and teenagers. So these are things that are not associated with things like B vitamins and D vitamins. They're things that would be associated with pharmaceuticals or contaminants that can be in the supplements. Okay, so I want to be really clear about that. And we know that in Western, in the Western marketplace, there are massive amounts of contamination in supplements that are sold in many, many stores, and you can just Google this and read about it. It's all over the internet where you see the problems. All right, moving forward. All right, so what makes the Shackley Performance Sports line special? So, and I want to also tell people our sports line is designed. Every body is an athlete, right? So you get out of bed in the morning, it's an athletic move. You walk around the house, it's an athletic move. Okay, so the more you use your body athletically, the more you're likely to need supplementation. But these products can be used for everyone. So, the performance line is designed to do 4 things, which I'm hoping magically pop up on the screen here, and they did. So the first is to energize your body. Then we're going to hydrate, build, and recover. So I'm going to dig into each of those. Energize is going to be giving your body some sort of stimulant so you feel better about working out. Natural caffeine actually starts mobilizing fat, and it helps you actually have literally more chemical energy in your body while you're working out. Hydration is replenishing electrolytes and increasing endurance and stamina. I want to pause on this because I cannot tell you how many elite athletes I know, or not elite, probably like sub-elites, we'll call them collegiate level even. They think hydration's about water. I was actually swimming with my swim partner, and she coaches a local club team, and was talking to some of the swimmers who were lifeguards at the outdoor pool where I swim, and they would be outdoors all day and in the hot sun, and they would show up at practice and they couldn't just couldn't swim well in the afternoon. And, she told them, she said, you've got to have electrolytes to be properly hydrated and ready to swim. So she got them taking an electrolyte drink, saw a notable performance. So again, hydration is about more than water. And then rebuilding. Okay, this is super important because you don't do a workout. You do not get stronger in a workout. You actually get weaker in a workout. Okay, the way our bodies get stronger is you tear them down in a workout, and then they rebuild in response to the stress. Okay, so that build part is arguably the most important. And so we want you to build muscle and glycogen. Okay, glycogen is the stored carbohydrate in your muscle and in your liver and places like that. And then the last one is to recover, and that's sort of your overnight, making sure you're getting to sleep. And we'll talk in a second about what that, a little more of that means. All right. So we have two lines. We have two lines. We call them fitness and endurance. And I think a lot of people get a little bit confused about this. What I would describe this for is sort of regular exercise, or what I would say maybe is lower intensity exercise. It might be the way to do it. So if you're not in that really high burning cardio phase, this is what I would recommend, because the fitness line is a lower carbohydrate product, and the carbohydrates are a brilliant source of energy. The problem with carbohydrates is they want to be used or stored as energy. So if you don't use them, you store them as energy, primarily as fat. So that's why we want to be a little careful, make sure that you're taking the right stuff. So for someone who's not doing high intensity training, the energy, the Shaklee Energize is a powder, and it's no calorie, but it's an energy drink. So it's going to have a natural stimulant. Helps you feel better. There's no reason to go into a workout just feeling really dragging. You're going to do a better workout if you feel better. Hydrate is, again, a low calorie electrolyte drink. When do I use this? It's based on the workout, not the athlete. So if I'm going out to play golf in 95-degree heat in Colorado sun here, where I live, I'm filling my water bottle with hydrate, because it's low carbohydrates. You don't burn a lot of calories golfing, but you need the electrolytes. Build is a protein. It's nearly a protein isolate. It's a 7-to-1 protein to carbohydrate ratio. And so it's going to give you the protein you need. Protein tends to rebuild muscle. Carbohydrates, again, tend to be used for energy. And then the final is the recovery complex, which helps you sort of sleep and get a better night's sleep. It does wonders for post-workout soreness. So, and then when we talk about the more intense exercise on the next slide here, for the higher intensity, Shaklee has energy chews. Those are probably equivalent to like a cup of coffee in terms of the natural caffeine. If the caffeine is going to function differently because it's natural caffeine, again, I like that. Different people respond differently. I have a fairly high sensitivity to caffeine, so I don't need as much, but some people are very insensitive to it. And that's just something you can try out yourself. For hydration, we would use Hydrate Plus, which is the endurance electrolyte drink. And the plus on all the products that Shaklee has means it has carbohydrates in it. So that's going to have about 100 calories per serving, which is fine. I rode my bike for 2 hours today, and I had 2.5 servings of Shaklee's Hydrate Plus. My Apple Watch said I burned 1,100 calories, so it's still 850 calorie deficit. So if you're out working hard, don't be afraid of drinking your carbohydrates. Now, after the workout, for higher intensity, we're going to use Build Plus, which is the Physique Plus BioBuild Recovery Shake. And that's going to be a 3-to-1 carbohydrate to protein. A lot of people say, well, don't I want to not take isn't carbohydrates bad for you? Carbohydrates are not bad for you if you are working out high intensity. In fact, I've got a whole nother presentation on this. When you work out at high intensity, you have to be burning carbohydrates. You cannot burn anything else. So if you're into high intensity cardio, you got to be taking in your carbohydrates. And then again, for anyone, you can do the PM Recovery Complex. It's a great product after a really hard workout, so you don't get sore. My wife does sort of a boot camp workout, And if she's been off for a week or two, man, she has to take that a couple times during the week that she gets back on. So, so here's the key to our nutrition line, and these are sort of health products. When we talk supplementation, some people think of supplementation as just the pills you take. It's really supplementing your diet, and I always like to say it supplements a healthy diet. It doesn't replace. If you go to the fast food places and you're buying, a Big Mac and a super big gulp or whatever they serve, with a big, okay, this is not going to undo the damage that you get from putting that in your body. It supplements a healthy diet. We also have the ability to take in the like pill form supplements like multivitamins and things like that, because the more we're learning about human physiology, the more we're learning a lot of people have deficiencies baked into their genetic code. So for instance, I don't tend to absorb vitamin B, vitamin D, magnesium particularly well. So I take a multivitamin from Shaklee, and then I also take those on top of it just because I want to make sure I'm all there. So but the key to Shaklee is that it's safe. Their products have no artificial flavors, sweeteners, or preservatives, no banned substances, and exceptional quality control. Now, we talk about they're clinically tested with proven results, but the reason I'm here and doing the presentation is because, we talk about one of our greatest assets is all the Olympians that use our products. I think we already have over 30 Olympians, the last I checked, who are qualified for the next Summer Olympics. An Olympian gets drug tested about once a month on average, plus in competitions. And, this is a product that, we've had on the order of about 200 Olympians total who have used Shaklee products while they're being drug tested. And that's our biggest testimonial in terms of both the quality and then also the purity of the product. So if it's pure enough for me to take when I was training to be, as number 2 in the world, it's also pure enough to give my 5-year-old son, who many of you follow me on Facebook and know he's had a bit of a difficult medical time and he's doing really well. But, that's what I tell people. Like, I trusted it with my body when I was competing in the Olympics, and now I trust it with a medically fragile 5-year-old who I want to make sure has healthy nutrition to give him the best shot at having a normal life.
Okay. There you have it. Eli Bremer on sports nutrition. Trying to, here we go. Okay.
So in this webinar, we're calling it Sports, Supplements, and...
Okay, we're getting ready to start over. But anyhow, just go back here to my opening page and we'll get me back up in the corner here.
Handle what the sports supplement industry.
Okay. So there we have Eli Bremer, Olympic athlete, had participated in 2 or 3 Olympic athletes, was hired on as a color commentator in recent times, but he's still in that inner circle of Olympic athletes. And really the coaches are saying, you're better off to take these pure Shaklee supplements because they work and you'll never flunk a drug test. And at that level, you can't afford to flunk a drug test because that would ruin your whole career. He called the regular, we do have 2 lines. We have one that is more calorie conscious. So for regular or lower end workouts, because you're not going to end up burning as many calories, we have low calorie energy drinks, hydration, and then the recovery, the build that you take right after. And as he mentioned, when you are working out, you're tearing down muscles. You're actually, you're not building muscles. It's what you take immediately after. Within that first 2 hours, your cells are wide open and they want good, solid nutrition to rebuild the muscles you just tore down and thus move forward with bigger muscles and the better recovery. So anyhow, but we have 2 lines. We have one that's low caloric for regular or low intensity exercise. Then if you're doing high intensity and very high intensity and, pro type workouts, Then you can take the ones that have a few more calories in them because, as he stated, you need the carbohydrates because that's all you're going to burn during a workout. But anyhow, I could expand on every slide if that was what is necessary. I'm going to give you my phone number and then we're going to wrap it up. I want to thank Eli Bremer and Mara McCabe for helping me out here tonight. But my name is David Pyro. I am an online entrepreneur. Been using these sports nutrition products for many, many years, and I highly recommend them. He's given them to his 5-year-old son that has some health challenges, and all the way up to, somebody like me that's 68 years old and still likes to do athletic things. And we have even, other senior participants in senior athletic events that do quite well with the Shaklee supplements, but anywhere and everywhere in between: high school athletes, collegiate athletes, professional athletes, amateur athletes. And even if you're just, an avid gardener and you go out in the hot sun and you work in your garden for quite a while, these products are good for you as well. So my number is 814-243-5765, area code 814-243-5765. You can find that at the bottom of my opening page. Everything starts and branches out from davidpyro.com. That's where we're at now. This is my opening page. I did another blog, and I'm going to put this one up as a blog. So even if you go to my blog, but I would encourage any and everybody to go to davidpyro.com and click and dig and click and have a good time with it. Explore whatever it is you might want to explore. But I did a blog, and let's see, the machine's running kind of okay. My most recent blogs, and then if you scroll down a little bit, you will see I'm a little delinquent on my blogging, so that's why I wanted to get back. And this wound up being, I did a sports nutrition one. It was one of my earlier ones, and it's there in my blog. My blog site. There we go, Shaklee Sports. Okay, A to Z overview. So that's within you're at davidpyro.com. You click on blog, and there you have it. And then this one will go up on top. It'll be my latest one once I get a little bit of help and moving it up into my blog. It'll be a newer one because this one we brought Eli in to talk about, some of the scandal that gets involved with sports nutrition. But anyhow, that's it for today. Take care. I'm going to go to my opening page if it will let me, and it just did, I think. There we go. davidpyro.com. This is my opening page. You can learn more about me. We do have an event coming up in May. It's going to be actually about prenatal nutrition for women who are pregnant. You can go and review all of my blogs, and now this one will be a blog that we just did today, but I do have an existing sports nutrition blog, so now I'll have 2 of them. If you look to make extra money, you can watch a few videos here. If you're interested, give me a call. And then I have my wellness, where you can join my wellness community, and you get my whole library of practical wellness resources, and it's free. So anyhow, we just give out information. We allow you to make an educated decision. That's all we ask. So anyhow, that's it for today. Take care. God bless, and bye for now.